Morning students, good morning. A happy welcome to all of you to our educational platform Pragati Education. Dear students, today we are going to learn a new chapter entitled Understanding Secularism. This has been taken from the book Social and Political Life, which is meant for class 8. So let's start now the chapter Understanding Secularism. The whole chapter of Understanding Secularism, it can be divided into under 5 points, and those are: number 1, what is discrimination and how severe it may be. Number 1, what is discrimination and how severe it may be. Number 2, what is secularism? What is secularism? Number 3, why it is important to separate religion from state. Number 3, why it is important to separate religion from state. Then number 4, what is Indian secularism? Number 4, what is Indian secularism? And number 5, difference between Indian secularism and American secularism. So students, let's start now from point 1. That is, what is discrimination and how severe it may be. डिस्क्रिमिनेशन का मीनिंग क्या है और डिस्क्रिमिनेशन कितने सीवियर हो सकते हैं. डिस्क्रिमिनेशन मीन्स द अनजस्ट, unjudicial and unfair treatment given to a person or a group of person by a person or a group of persons. Again, the unjust, unjudicial and unfair treatment given to a person or a group of persons by a person or a group of persons is known as discrimination. So how severe it may be. Before going to know how severe it may be, let's now know what are the different bases of discriminations, or the people may discriminate on different bases. Those are age, color, caste, physical appearance, and even family status, gender, religion, and so much. So people can discriminate on different bases. But out of all those, the most important is religion. Discriminations on the basis of religions may be severe, very severe. So, how severe it may be, let's now with 2 examples. Number 1, during the period of Hitler in Germany, the Jews, they were persecuted in such a way that millions of Jews were killed. It was so severe, the persecution was so severe that more than millions were killed. Then another example from history regarding discrimination on the basis of religion. In Saudi Arabia, the non-Muslims, they are not allowed to build temple or church. Even they are not allowed to assemble together for mass prayer. From these 2 examples, you think a while how severe may be discriminations which is based on religion. So, dear students, now come to the next point of this topic, that is what is secularism. सेक्युलरिज्म का अर्थ क्या होते हैं? सेक्युलरिज्म सिंपली मीन्स सेपरेशन ऑफ रिलीजन फ्रॉम द स्टेट. स्टेट और रिलीजन के बीच सेपरेशन ही सेक्युलरिज्म कहलाता है. सो सेक्युलरिज्म सिंपली इन सिंपल लैंग्वेज इट मीन्स the religion should be separated from the state. In other words, the state should not interfere in the matter of religion. In another language, the state shouldn't have any official religion, or nor the state try to promote any specific religion. Dear students, next let's come to the topic. Let's come to the point 3. That is why it is important to separate religion from state. हमको रिलीजन और स्टेट के बीच यही सेपरेशन क्यों चाहिए? What are the reasons? Number 1, it is very much important to separate religion from the state for the healthy functioning of democracy. We must separate religion from the state so that the democracy can function properly. डेमोक्रेसी का सही फंक्शन के लिए रिलीजियस और स्टेट दोनों को सेपरेट करना जरूरी है. नंबर 2, that is, we need to protect the freedom of religion of the people. We must give freedom to the people to accept any religion, to preach, propagate and profess any religion they like for their all-round development. It is also one of the part and parcel of their life. So, we need to separate religion from the states. Almost all countries of the world, they are democratic now, having more than one religious group, having more than one religious communities. And you think, what will happen if any specific religion group or the major religious group access to the power? There is every possibility that the party which is in power may try to dominate other religious communities. It may try to use all the financial resources of the state in this regards. So dear students, that is why it is very much important that religion must be separated from the state. Now let us come to the next point, that is point 4. What is Indian secularism? India is a secular state, and as a secular state, India ensures 3 important things, 3 points. So what are those? Number 1, the dominant religious group must not try to dominate other religious groups. Means जो डोमिनेंट रिलीजियस ग्रुप है वो दूसरों को या दूसरा रिलीजियस ग्रुप को डोमिनेट नहीं कर पाएंगे. So the major or a dominant religious group must not dominate the other religious group. Number 2, the same religious group, the same members of a religious group must not dominate others of the same group. It means कोई भी ग्रुप के अंदर किसी भी मेंबर दूसरों को, वही ग्रुप का दूसरों को डोमिनेट नहीं कर पाएंगे. इट मीन्स सो द सेम मेंबर्स of the group must not dominate other members of the same religious communities. Number 3, the state must not be ruled by any religious group or any religious communities. State किसी भी religious major group के द्वारा ruled नहीं होना चाहिए और नहीं हो पाएगा. So it is the third feature of our Indian secularism. Then the fourth feature, that is public places like schools, government colleges, government offices, parks, they must not be used to promote any specific religions. जो भी गवर्नमेंट प्लेसेस हैं, गवर्नमेंट स्कूल, कॉलेजेस, गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसेस, ऑफिस ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट, प्रेमिसेस ऑफ द ऑफिस, गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसेस, उनको कोई भी स्पेसिफिक रिलीजन्स का प्रमोशन के लिए यूज नहीं किया जा सकता. द नेक्स्ट strategy of intervention. What is it? Means although the state doesn't interfere or needn't interfere in the matter of religions, still there are some provisions that government may intervene in some cases. What are those? When it becomes it is become essential of government intervention. I am giving an example. All of you know untouchability is one of the evil practices that is found in our society. Perhaps it is the worst evil practices in our society. Some peoples, they are considered untouchables. It is found generally in the Hindu communities. Some peoples of these communities, they are considered as untouchables, and in order to eradicate such an evil practice, it is essential that the government has to intervene in this matter. The government can interfere in this matter. So when and where required, the government may intervene in the religion also. So now let us know the last point, that is difference between Indian secularism and American secularism. Students, in American secularism there is strict separation of power. Means in no case the state can interfere in the matter of religion. Both should be completely separated from each other. But in Indian secularism, as I have already explained you, the government may intervene when it is needed. For example, To eradicate such a evil practice like untouchability, the government has to intervene in the religious matters of the people. That's why it is one of the important difference between Indian secularism and American secularism. Students, with this we come to end of the chapter Understanding Secularism. I think you must have found this lesson very interesting and enjoyable. Thank you very much for having with us. Please subscribe our channel and be ready to get our information of the next presentation. Thank you all. Goodbye. Jai Hind.